Newton County Sheriff Billy Rowles is just over a month away from hanging up his badge for good. At 75 years old, Sheriff Rowles has logged more than 50 years of law enforcement in Southeast Texas. Kelsey Borza sat down with the legendary lawman to discuss his defining moment in the 90s and what kept him going all these years.
This picture here was taken in 1950. I was 5 years old.
He hasn't changed much.
5 years old, I still knew what a good hat was. That's a pretty good hat, and I love them boots.
In appearance and in heart.
My dad is very youthful.
But it's the end of an era for Sheriff Billy Rowles.
This time it's it. It's literally it.
People around the world came to know this East Texas lawman back in 1998 during the highly publicized hate crime murder of James Byrd Jr. But at that point, he already had a distinguished resume. Billy and Jamie, his sweetheart to this day, met in high school and married between his second and third tour in Vietnam.
So I didn't have a suit back in them days. I just had an old Marine Corps uniform, and so that's what I wore when we got married.
When he came home for good, Rowles says he already knew what was next.
I knew I wanted to be a highway patrol because they had the baddest cars.
By 1970, the Rowles were on their first assignment. Governor's security.
But this was Jamie and I and Governor Preston Smith.
After a year, Rowles was called back east.
We opened the Buna station up. We were the first two highway patrolmen stationed in Buna.
He spent 20 years in Buna, just cutting his teeth in law enforcement.
I can remember my first fatal wreck that I worked.
The cases that stay with him.
Boy, that's just something that you just can't get over.
Jamie recalls another that still haunts her.
He almost got killed, he really did. A young man, and he fought over a gun, and he just happened to get control of it. That was the most scary right there.
These experiences would soon pale in comparison to Rowles' next position.
My goal was to be the sheriff in Jasper County. I retired the last day of July, and I started politicking then.
Just a few years into his term, Rowles was faced with the arrest and trial of 3 white supremacists who chained a black man to their truck and dragged him to his death.
It was a national, worldwide case, and we had the right people in the right place at the right time.
For days, sometimes we wouldn't see him. He'd come home, go to bed, and that was it.
Wow, what an honor and a privilege it was to be on that team.
After taking a little break from the badge, it didn't take long for Rowles to get called back out, serving as constable, chief of police, and finally sheriff once again.
When I was here in Newton as a chief of police, the bug bit you again back in law enforcement.
Rowles tells me he feels so blessed to have had a career where he never dreaded showing up. But if you ask the sheriff himself what carried him through 50 years of policing, he'll tell you.
This is my favorite picture of all my family.
It's the woman by his side and the kids they've raised together.
I have been so blessed, first of all, to have the family that I've got, to have a wife that has put up with me for 55 years of marriage, to allow me to go play with the guys. You know what? That's a big deal.
To me, he's Superman, and he's been a super husband, super dad.
He cares about people, and that's what's another reason why he's enjoyed his job so much.
It's been a great ride, but it's time to go.
In Newton County, I'm Kelsey Borza.
And Sheriff Rowles says in retirement, he plans on traveling across the country with his wife and spending a whole lot more time on the golf course.